Alright, we're streaming. It's time for the final push of the evening. I'm pretty wiped already. I guess it's been kind of a long day, although not a lot of the hours were billable. But I am going to set the timer for 30 minutes. And at that point, I'm going to be done. Or we'll see. Right now I'm feeling pretty tired. 30 minutes go. Alright, what are we doing? We're continuing our code push. So let's get back to the code. I was watching some Rainbow Six stuff for as I was eating. Let's get this back up. Am I still running the server? Nope. And here, looks like we've lost the. We make a new window. Noink. Pop this over here. Shrink that so it fits. Alright, so cd dev, cd play, cd gulp, boiled, I mean. It's interesting, I'm making all these all these typos already. I'm kind of interested in doing this extra push because I'm kind of wondering when I'm in this particular mental state, which is somewhere between wanting to do some work and get some stuff done versus, I don't know, I'm experiencing a lack of focus. It's like mental fatigue. And I'm wondering how much of this mental fatigue is in my head, or if I'm just feeling fatigued because I feel I deserve a break, or if it's actual mental fatigue in which I can't actually function well. I am digesting dinner, but I don't think I overate. Or maybe I overate less than usual. How come this isn't running? Oh, because I didn't actually run it. Okay, so we're loading the server. Reloading this page. And that's weird. And what am I doing? Look at my file. Let me look at this other computer screen. And let me mark the time. It's about 1900 we started. So code review. That's better. I'm completely fried. So how do I unfry myself? Is it possible? I have this thing of barley tea. Maybe this isn't going to work. Let's look back onto where I left off. What's new in the code base? See if my architectural tests work. Do architectural review. Code modules evaluate who uses and why. That sounds like a plan. Let's do it over here. New to me. Code review. So what is new to me? There's the, I guess a lot of changes have been made to particles, so maybe starting there is a good place. What's new in particles? I don't know. This is actually probably a good place to put it into the actual IDE. Because I'm not doing sideways stuff. In fact, I still have it. What's new in particles? what is new in particles? I think I just saved this. This is a backup. What's new in particles? So particles should still be in 1401 games. Is it called particles now? Particles, we have particles, particles student, and particles teacher. Student, student, particles, teacher. Particles is the one I'm most familiar with, so might as well look at it. Do I see anything that's new and standout? Maybe the thing to do would actually be to do like some sort of diff with this. How can I do that? If I want to diff it to an earlier version, is there a way I can do that in... Do I want to do this in GitHub? And look at the history for default particles. That might be an interesting way of doing it. Let's see. And then back to this screen. So build, assets, modules, 1401 games, particles. What happened to the particle student? Where is particles student? Is it actually redundant that's being loaded? We should rename that. History. What does this do? Browse commits for this branch. I really just want to see the history for one of these files. So game mode, default particles is where it all happens. And this goes back to October, November. Add basic hooks for controlling particles, I think. So there's a bunch of new handlers. And where is this? This is in chart update. Looking in particles. Let's take a look at these messages. I know there's a message somewhere. There's a message index. It's like a big grid of messages, I think, somewhere. Is it this? What's the activity grid? That's a Trello activity grid. Is that this page? Oh, I don't know where it is. Anyway, where is that spreadsheet you made with all the messages? I got a bunch of this. I should just look right in the source code. Unisys handlers. We have how can I go to the next? This is unified view. I see. Now my head is swimming. Set left and right trigger areas. What are we looking at here? Just move something by accident. Oh, maybe not. Activity grid, particles, messages. All right, let's take a look at this. Get game list, emitter, teacher. Select game, current game properties. Select background, get current background. Background ID. Set custom. I was looking for patterns. Like this one, get game list and game list. So I'm wondering if this get game list is just it's not using a callback, which I find weird. If the teacher wants to get the game list, it should just call it. Although, we don't handle missing callbacks. Missing handler callback needs to be added to Unisys at some point. So we have the idea of a game list. Each game properties. Set costume. Set NPC count. Set room temperature. And this is the emitter. Who's emitting it to what? Oh, okay, so set acts on properties of the particle game. The emitter is the teacher. Now the terminology here is a little bit weird. Terminology clarification needed for Unisys. Those various properties. So all of these are coming from the teacher controller. Show particle speed. These are display. These change what's being displayed. What's missing from this is implementor, unless it's in this next column over. Probably is, I guess. But there we go. Yeah. Teacher particles. Okay, this is more useful now for me. Particles, student permissions. Request the current settings for a student UI app. Student permissions. Webcam chart event. Webcam. Show plot. Plot quantize. Plot type. Filter. It's kind of a generic name. Suggest set filter is named plot set filter. Student list. How does this work? What does student ID, is that a direct call? Oh no, it's probably student list based on the custom string. Questions. What does get student list do? Get student drawing list, get current drawing. Show drawing. Drawing. Student lists. Plot. Student marker. Was that it? I thought there was a lot more than this. This is pretty easy. It's nice. I thought this would be much more complicated. That seems pretty straightforward, though. I am barely keeping my eyes open. Ooh, this might be a short session. Let's take a look. But let us push onward. I think the tedious part right now is just seeing what's different. I wanted to see what this does. What is this? Data, CB done. It's not really passing anything though. Oh, okay, it's setting the temperature based on the temperature that's being set. Right design contains points. That seems new. What is active rect? What is that? Components active rect. A 2G triangle. Oh. Who wrote this? Did I write this? I don't think so. Alright, so we looked at that. First pass is new X settings play. pretty straightforward. This is ported code that I wrote, I think. Oh, I'm getting a headache now. Oh, I think I need this one more fresh. Oh, it's sorry. He's been saying I call this. This is torture. 924 now. We'll just say I stopped this in 1915. I guess that was all that's in me. Really, this is all I did. I only did 2 hours of work. I guess that's about right. So, let me let this sink in. So I started this stream at 7. This is goofing off. I'm ready to go to sleep. I had to stay up and give the cat his insulin shot at 9. Yeah, I'm pretty wiped. Good, part 3. Alright, I am done. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I spent about 8, 9 hours of working on things, if most of it was unbillable. And then another couple hours of errands and eating and stuff like that. So it's been, I guess has been a long day. But I am going to tempted to take a nap, but that might be a bad idea. I've lost my mouse cursor too. Oh, there it is. Yes, alright. So, this is, I'm going to have to wuss out on this. I'm just too tired to think straight. Maybe I'll just think about what's the best way to reviewing this code. And compare it to what? Oops, so let me just take a quick look through it again. I mean, I could just scroll down it and just see what's there. There's nothing wrong with that. And this. See what's here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. What is this? Where's the knock on there's no CB done? Maybe this is calling it? I don't see it being passed. Oh. Yeah. It's going slowly. First, I had to write up some test procedures determining what works. There was that node issue, and then upgrading. What's on it? Yeah, so it was a mix of development and debug stuff, followed by a little bit of code review and figuring out the process as I go. I was just looking at default articles quickly, noticing that you don't consistently call cd done, which I think might hang the ESS transaction. Some with lingering callbacks that never fire. Get student permissions. Set student permissions. Oh. You should. I'm just scrolling down listings now, but too fried. So figuring I'm going to call it. Did do just enough to start with the actual code review rolling. I guess I just scan and see scan it and ask, do I know what this does? And if not, then I make add it to the question. Let me add that to my notes. So an ink play. Code review. Had issues with Node version and ES6 compatibility. Coring upgrades. What else is there? Oh, there was issues with PC display client performance. Continue. What else did I do? For shipping. I think that was about it. Next up, we want to just scan each file, see if anything looks unfamiliar by applying do I know what this code chunk does and how it works. Making a list of such places rather than answer them all at once. I think that would be a fine place to start. Do this at the top module level and go down into included modules. All right. You know what? Notes for today. That's another 15 minutes. 17th. Yep, and there's my 30. All right, so I did get squeezed on another 30 minutes. That's promising. 2, 4, 45, 5, 5:30. Environment test. Up. I just told Ben that code reviews should be very positive. They're not vehicles for ship and shame. I like that. I'm just looking at things. Oh, I did have a things done here. All right, that's it. I am fried. So I'm going to go spend some time petting the cat and relaxing. So, thanks for watching. I know this was short. And we'll pick this up again tomorrow morning. Hopefully I'll be nice and rested by then. Let me just